Most of the people we see are deacons who are elderly, and they've given their life to the church first as a volunteer, heads of altar guilds and ECWs and things like that. And then they got selected to become formed as deacons, and they gave many more years as that. Now they're in their 70s, 80s, even 90s. And their spouses may not have left them with much. We've got people who are, like I mentioned, the deacon from Georgia, but it's not uncommon for us to hear about deacons whose houses are no longer suitable for them. Right now, we will help them stay in their houses, but in some cases, maybe they really need to move. But we've also helped younger deacons as well. I remember one example where a diocese ordained a deacon to a particular ethnic group that had grown up in that diocese, and they gave the deacon a credit card to do ministry with. Well, the needs were huge, and the deacon used the credit card to the fullest, to the point where he got into some financial trouble, and the diocese was like, yeah. Somebody contacted us, we stepped in, and we helped with the credit card debt to put the deacon back on order, and the diocese put in some control so that this deacon could continue to minister to his community within safe limits of credit usage. I remember one person who, she was, I think, in her late 70s, early 80s. She still had a prison ministry, but she was driving this old clunker like 30 miles each way from her home to whatever prison she was serving at. We helped her buy a used car, a newer car, so that she could continue her ministry. There's lots of stories like that. Medical bills, helping. There was another deacon. She worked for her diocese for a long time, but was never in the pension plan. And she ended up with Alzheimer's, and we helped keep her. She ended up going into a nursing home, and we helped pay for her care because she had never joined the church pension fund. Her diocese hadn't seen to that. I think that's changing now, but we deal with situations as they are, not as we wish they had been.